Hi everyone, this is Bic Benedict. Welcome to my Ninja Gaiden Black Master Ninja difficulty video guide and walkthrough. I'm going to be taking you through this entire game on Master Ninja. And to play Master Ninja, you need to defeat these lower tiers of difficulty, normal through very hard. So you have to earn the right to play Master Ninja, or the privilege rather, to play this game. It's an honor and a privilege. So this is Chapter 1, it's called The Way of the Ninja. And I'm going to show you a few things about the camera right here. Pressing the R3 button initially does this. Whenever you load, it'll have it in first-person view. So push down on the R3 button, and then you can do this camera movement here. This is when you need to survey the environment, not the immediate environment. The first person is for surveying the immediate environment, and you have to be in place to do that. Also, a difference from this game and Sigma is that you cannot change the x-axis. You can't invert it. So it's actually how the game comes is very old school, and it's really hard to get adjusted to. I played 4 campaigns through this game to unlock Master Ninja, or 3 rather, and I'm still not used to it. I'll never be used to it, but I'm more proficient at it than I was. So I'm going to flee from these enemies, and I'm going to show you how they unspawn over here. It's not really that they unspawn; it's that they throw a smoke bomb and then they just leave. So I'm going to take advantage of that. I could pretty much say, you notice also I killed a bird for essence. If you can get to the first save point, and if you can defeat Murai, you can defeat this entire game. Also, the only other thing that usually hinders my progress is the Marvis Gauntlet, but by then we should be outfitted and have a lot more perks and benefits and health and magic upgrades and everything like that, and weapon upgrades. So I'm going to go in this area and watch as these guys throw smoke bombs. They're gone. Now I'm going to take some essence. So you can actually use the nunchucks and the lunar if you're playing Master Ninja, as well as the dragon sword. So I'm going to completely skip that battle, and I'm going to come back to it after I get to the save point. Pretty much my whole goal is just to get to the save point, because when they start you out in this game, as I've said before in my other guide for Sigma, you cannot counterattack, you cannot guillotine throw, you can't do the Azuna drop, you can't... so there's a lot of things you just can't do. Certain combo restrictions. But here, this is a mandatory room. I think there's 12 enemies, 3 sets of 4. And the times that you'll get damaged the most are the times that I was getting damaged when you're jumping. So roll instead of jumping, because the roll has iframes. So just do a downward slash, and then roll to the other side of the room. This room is so small that one roll and then a jump up the wall will make you jump somersault backwards, and then just do that downward stab. See, these guys can just tear you right through your guard and grab you. It takes away significant damage. I only used 1 health potion getting to Murai, and they're not very generous with the disbursements of these health potions. So if you can clear this room with just using 1 healing item, do not use the Devil Way, the potion of the Devil Way. I'm just going to be referring to the lower potions as the low potions, and the high potions for the large elixirs that fill your entire life up. So just high and low potions, just for verbal brevity. So take that guy out, and make sure you're always doing the downward stab. You're seeing me do the Azuna drop frequently, like very frequently, and then doing the downward stab to finish these guys off. This game is very generous with essence. I was remarking about that in another video I published recently. So I went back into that room to see if those enemies unspawned, but they did not. I will be returning to that room by and by, but I'm not going to face them now. Skip these guys if you want to, but if you don't skip them, you see, I'm not even going to grab the items that I know is over to the left. If you don't skip them, it's just... It took me several... This always takes me several hours to get to the first checkpoint, or the first save point. And to have only used 1 potion is very good for me. So, the jump from I would say that the jump from hard to very hard is probably the most jarring for the new player. And then once you play Master Ninja, you've already defeated very hard mode, and you know just how very, very, very hard this game is. So the chest to the left contains a lot of bats, and I'm going to use their essence to heal at a later point in the level. Normally, yeah, there we go. I did pull that charge up. The essence, it'll stay on the screen, provided it doesn't evaporate. And you could pretty much, if you're in the same immediate room or any nearby position on the map, you can drag the essence to you. So these red ninjas, I don't believe they're around very hard, but I will address the issue of how hard is this game and how hard is it compared to Sigma, the reworked version on the PS3, because I've already done a guide for that. It's on my it is on this channel. I would say that this game is much harder, only because it's a lot less convenient for the player. I mean, they put extra shops and save points and those and an extra stone monolith in Sigma, and I intentionally fell down here, by the way. But there's just a lot more convenience in Sigma, and that game didn't have too much convenience to begin with. So just imagine fewer shop locations. That's probably the biggest issue, and the save points. Once we start getting into the open world areas, but I will show you the best routes to get to and from. So now I'm going to insert the fangs and get the key of courage here, and I'm also using this opportunity to go back and pick up the lives of the 1,000 gods that was in that first treasure chest, in which I avoided. So you see how this room's all cleared. Now I'm just going to go back in here, and the biggest advice I could give you for all of these, for this entire level, because this is the hardest level, I would say, as well as the last level. Save after every phase, everything you do. If you go down to the basement to heal yourself and kill bats, to heal yourself, go back and save it. If you get the key of courage, go save it. Just save it after every phase so you can do the best you possibly can and have to use the least amount of items. Because if you get to Murai and you simply have no items, or like one item or two items, you really don't stand a chance. And I'm gonna show you the best way to deal with that guy. It is cheap, but it's not easy. So, but when I say that, I just mean that it's the best strategy that I know to defeat him. But still, he's hard to hit. But we are going to be facing some more enemies. So you see how I'm going to backtrack now to the save point. I know there's more enemies. I'm just going to block and just get to the save point, and then just save my data. This area here is a training room, and I believe the enemies never cease to spawn. So save it now, and then we're going to do the confrontation outside here. There's two red ninjas. We're going to take these guys out, and then I believe I received quite a bit of damage on this fight. But you can go down into the basement and kill bats for essence. I believe the bats are never-ending sources of kills. So that move that I did was XXY. You'll notice my health is going to be refilled here, but make sure you save it. And I went down to the basement and, like I said, killed a bunch of bats. So this area is kind of an awkward. It's an interesting setup, because up here you have a really good fortification, because the guys throwing the incendiary shurikens, those guys, their shurikens won't go through the wall, through the little bars in the gate up there. If you're up there, and if you're blocking, you're not going to get pegged by shurikens. This is not Ninja Gaiden 2, although it's probably harder than that game, I would say. Much harder than Ninja Gaiden 2, in my opinion. So I'm utterly refusing to use any healing items, because I know that I'm going to need every healing item I can on Murai. Usually I need 2 and 2. At least 2 and 2. 2 of the highs. It would just be suicide, I think, for anybody to use the high potions prior to the Murai boss fight. So what I like to do here is, and that guy just came through the roof right there. He pegged me. what I like to do is depend on the enemies for health drops. And it's very generous with health drops. If you think Ninja Gaiden 2 never gave you any health drops, you'll be really relieved to know that this game gives you a lot of health drops. So make sure you save it. You won't see me save it, but I just edited it out. But here's the boss fight up here. And this guy has lackeys, and I believe I've seen some other people playing Master Ninja mode. I haven't gone through this campaign yet, but I believe a lot of the other bosses who don't have lackeys in Sigma and in Very Hard mode have lackeys. So I normally detest lackeys, especially here. I don't like the lackeys. But they're not too aggressive. They really aren't. And a lot of the times, you'll be fighting bosses in this game that you can really benefit using the essence from a lackey kill and chaining an attack off that kill to murder the boss with a very powerful attack, like from the UF or something. So I was fortunate to get this hit right here. I kind of took a chance right there, but he was just within my grasp right there. So it's hard to hit this guy. See, my hits aren't connecting with that dragon sword, but trust me, it's all pretty much random. But what I experience here with the wall jumps and hitting him from overhead is that once you jump and then somersault backwards, delay pressing the Y button just for a fraction of a second, and then press it. I think that has something to do with it, because I usually, like this whole time, I was just jumping, somersaulting backwards, and then pressing the Y button immediately. And it is just kind of, it's wild. It's nothing set in stone here, but I believe, after fighting this guy a lot of times, that if you just delay pressing the button a little bit, you make contact with him, and you're able to hit him from above a lot more. But sometimes it's the opposite, but for the most part, it seems to be a steady enough thing to where I can at least, even though I don't know for certain that it works, I could at least impart it to you guys to, give you something, at least something to try. But this game is, like I said, extremely damn hard, goddamn hard. Clearing Very Hard mode meets those criteria. So, I mean, we're set with a new challenge here, defeating Master Ninja, and this is a long fight just because you see how little he likes to relinquish hits. So I'm switching to the Dragon Sword now to deal with the lackeys, because I'm most comfortable killing enemies with the Dragon Sword. So I'm just going to take these guys down. A lot of the times, if they're on the ground, it'll take 2 thrusts of the Y button. So you got to press the Y button twice to kill these guys. But if an enemy's too nearby, you're going to have to move. I will be teaching you guys everything I know about this game, as well as tricks that I know of. I wouldn't really consider this a trick. This is a valid technique to defeat this guy, because it's a safe method, and even though sometimes that kind of shit can happen, it works well enough so that I could pass it on as a valid strategy, and it's not really it is cheap, I suppose, if you're classifying things that are repetitive actions as being cheap on the player's part. That's an iframe move right there, but it's very risky to do that move, because the end of your iframe safety normally results in you getting grabbed. So pretty much you just want to avoid his grabs. They're not extremely deadly. I think his melee combo attacks, those are more deadly for sure. But I'm gonna be taking you through this entire game. This is just the first video of 16 videos that are going to appear on my channel in the coming weeks and months. I'm going to be taking you through all the Fiend challenges, getting every single item, and when I say that, I mean it. But there may be a couple of Fiend challenges that I cannot do, like the 120 Berserker fights in Zarkon Stadium, but I think I might be able to do that. I just need a little bit more practice, as well as the Great Bridge Fiend challenge. So I just love Ninja Gaiden so much, and I love this game. If you want to buy it, it's available on the Xbox store for $10. I mean, $10. You can't buy a great game for that cheap these days. And hell, I would pay much more for this game than that, but I mean, this is my third campaign into the game, like I said, and you have to earn the right to play Master Ninja. You earn it by beating the game, but to beat the game, you can't just do tricks the whole game. You need some skills to base your strategies off of. And I'm going to be showing you like I said, everything I know, every move I know that works the best. I was toying with the idea of, well, let me scratch that for a second. Here are some more lackeys here. So you notice sometimes Murai gets a little bit more aggressive when you've dispatched the first set of lackeys, and then these lackeys come in. Or it might be that his health is getting low, so he's getting more aggressive. So I like to just deal with the lackey somewhere that's not around Murai. I'll go in for an Azuna drop combo. Obviously, we can't do the Azuna drop, but you can do most of the combo. It's XY, XXY. But all we could do is that final downward stab at this point in the battle. But you don't have to take all of Murai's health away, which is really nice. And I did find that the Lunar was taking more damage off of this guy coming down on him from an overhead slash than the Dragon Sword was. Pretty much don't focus on OT, or excuse me, UTs. I'm going to be throwing around a lot of jargon too, but I'll discuss what all the abbreviations stand for. And I don't know. It's going to be a very good guide, and I'm excited to do this. Very excited to do this Ninja Gaiden Black, because I've never defeated it on Master Ninja. I have the utmost respect for this game, but I know I could. It's well within my grasp to defeat this game. I've already cleared Sigma. I've cleared Ninja Gaiden 2 on Master Ninja twice, and I don't know. This is my favorite franchise of all time. And this is obviously the definitive version of Ninja Gaiden Black, or Ninja Gaiden for the Xbox that exists. So there we go. That was the killing blow. And I don't hold any store in getting Master Ninja rankings and the final tally sheet. But that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and we're going to have a really good time doing this campaign. Thanks.